The mind. Mind. Part 1. One of my favorite Dalai Lama videos, His Holiness the Dalai Lama videos, was at a talk, and he was, sorry, it made me remember because I was getting stuff out of my teeth. I like sweet potatoes. I eat a little sweet potato, like if I'm doing school stuff and I don't have stuff done enough where I can peacefully just relax for a minute. If I'm doing a lot of work like I am now with this project, with this YouTube channel, and my voice is rough, so I gotta scoot up and make sure and get the sound correct because all I have is an iPhone. I get a sweet potato. So as soon as the Dalai Lama was at a talk, a little girl came over and gave her like a little snack. He's got like these little snacks in his bag. I used to, cause I think she had said something sweet or something, and so he says, here, like here, take this. It was like when I was at Pimlicarpo with Rigson. It'd be like, like every once in a while, I'd be like, oh, food, like we were poor, and he had a small business, so he didn't have money to give, but man, we had fun with very little. And so sometimes just a little bit of food makes the mind not so worried. For me, my panic comes from my brain because of my family history with my mom. She had a aneurysm, hemorrhage. Nearly died, had to be helicopter lifted to the hospital, and has had a hard recovery because she's getting older, but doing well. And so I made this video, and it's about mind. The last 2 videos have been about consciousness and freedom, with parts to each of them, but consciousness, freedom, or to be exact, the first set of videos was freedom, and then after consciousness, to not cause any confusion. And the freedom makes the mind important. Consciousness also. With the freedom, you get what, I can't remember his first name, Bohm. His name was Bohm. He wrote the Wholeness, a book about wholeness, the wholeness of life, I think. A really beautiful book about wholeness. I'm fairly certain I'm remembering the correct author in the book, but wrote about the wholeness. So you've got the wholeness, to borrow the terminology to describe freedom of the body and the brain. The wholeness to do, to say, with freedom. Not restricted and the body part of the brain, or the body doing what the brain wants as a part of a system with processes and occurrences and psychologies and psychiatry and whatever else needs to get said. The wholeness to be free. Because to have total freedom, you need a body and a brain. Unrestricted, unrestrained, totally wild, and what Tibetan traditions call crazy wisdom. but the wisdom comes with the mind. And to not have some sort of deranged, constructed horribleness, like like a gang with the mindset to kill and take and steal and sadly rape once in a while, selling stuff like crystal meth or whatever kind of crack cocaine they have, or maybe just some weed. A person has their consciousness from the freedom and the wholeness. And the confusion, like with my kind of disproportionate, kind of non-linear progression with this part of my videos on mind, has to do with what the Tibetans did with crazy wisdom teachings. Teaching to train the mind, what Chogyam used to say. Chogyam Rinpoche. Had to leave Tibet, fled to India, and then came here to the United States of America. Taught, I think, in Colorado for a while, and had some difficulty with some alcohol, but was a well-respected teacher amongst his students. Not without problems, I'm sure, but a very fun teacher. And the freedom and the consciousness give a person their life. They can think, they can do, they can believe, and it smooths out the emotions, smooths out the gestures, the behaviors, the confusion. And then a person goes out into the world, maybe only to get a bucket of water and a loaf of bread, a cup of rice maybe, a drink with nutrition such as a meal replacement, a hermit, someone who's so austere, they don't make any footprint aside from the needs of their body and their brain to keep them alive and well. In the world, outside of the brain and the body, there's people that hit the wall when the heat goes on and off, who won't even say a word when they pass you in the hall, such as, hey, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm just, whatever. So on, so forth, blah, blah, blah. And then you clear up the distraction, the confusion. And then there's the people all over the place that are friends with them. And in my circumstances, a landlord that has me set aside as the problem. It is what it is, as they say in Ohio. I don't spend much time now thinking about what these people are doing around me because they bully me, they threaten me, they harass me, and they don't really look like they care about life. So when the body and the brain go out into the world, take me for example, there's different people everywhere. I'm mildly autistic, so I don't have a lot of friends around all the time. I'm just pretty much happy being alive. But I like talking and I like being nice and I like having friends. But some people in Seattle that you make friends with, they'll say, hey, you know, here, let's go smoke some marijuana, and then they put in some stuff called spice, and then you're like, what the heck, dude? I thought we were just gonna like hang out and be nice, you know? But the New Orleans man says, you know, I got the best weed. You ever want to buy weed, just buy it from me. He's got that spice, you know? And it's fun getting to know people like, you know, the man I met when I was homeless, but you do those drugs for your whole life and you're not going to be as conscious and you're not going to be as free. Because your body is not going to know what freedom feels like anymore. End part 1.